Hi, Ellie. I definitely agree with the side you took, regarding whether he achieved redemption or not. Um, I will admit that while I read Rime of the Ancient Mariner, obviously there were a lot of, uh, like, religious aspects that I didn't recognize at first and that were mentioned later on by either Mr. Mods or people who recognized them clearer than I did. So I think even though we were on the same side, I think we had two different reasonings. Because you spoke a lot about Christian theology, and that was kind of a lot of your reasoning for it. And but I guess my reasoning was more of like a realistic, like kind of like a balanced perspective, if that makes sense. And I kind of mentioned it in my response to Danielle's video, as well as I think her video itself mentioned it a little more. Just the kind of how unbalanced the crime versus the punishment was, and how I think that in itself kind of showed that he had redeemed himself through the amount of through his punishment, and how he had to atone for his crime. I also mentioned that kind of in a modern sense, his sort of crime wouldn't have really been punishable to begin with, if that makes sense, because there's a lot of people who just hunt for sport or kill animals for no reason. And most of the time, if it's not like a dog or a cat, they kind of just get away with it because people view animals unequally, and the amount of care they have for those animals differs depending on how much they like them. So, but no, I think I definitely agree with him having achieved redemption just based on how much he suffered for his crime, as well as how he seemed to have been guilty and atoned for the crime he committed by the end of the poem. So I agree with you, and I like a lot of the points you brought up because I wouldn't have thought of those. So good job.